And we're back with Unforgettable Conversations. Today, I have a very special guest. It's episode 104, and we have the one, the only, Courtney Holland. Is that how you pronounce it, Holland?
Yes, just like the country.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. I got it right.
Yeah, no, it's exactly right. I always say it's a funny thing about my last name. My father, who recently passed, his name is actually Milford Dutch Holland.
Oh, was he from over there or no?
No. I always ask him, Dad, why would my grandfather name you Dutch Holland?
Dutch Holland. Maybe it was a popular name back then?
I guess.
Or maybe he wanted to change it. Wait, do you have a middle name?
I do.
No way.
Yes.
I thought it was always Courtney. Yes. Just Courtney, like flat out. Okay. I need a... Okay, I'm ready. I mentally need to prepare for this.
Actually, let me do this. I'm going to spell it and see if you can pronounce it.
I suck at spelling.
Okay.
I feel like I need to type it out now.
L-L-E-W-E-Y-L-Y-N.
L-L-E... I need to type it out. L-L-E-W...
E-Y.
E-Y?
L-L-Y-N.
L-L-Y-N? No, I can't. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. How do you even... What is that?
It's Llewellyn.
Llewellyn?
Llewellyn.
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 Interesting. That's a lot of L's in there.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of L's.
Is that like a family name?
No, it's not.
So they just decided to like...
My dad I guess they just decided that was the name they wanted to give me. I will say I do have a brother named... His middle name is Demetrius.
Demetrius. Okay, but that's not that bad.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not Llewellyn.
It's not Dutch.
Definitely not Dutch.
Although Dutch would have been cool. Courtney Dutch Holland. That would have been cool.
Because that would have been the ultimate initials. C.D. Holland.
C.D. Holland. Yeah, that would have been cool. You could have written a book, C.D. Holland.
Could have written a book. Could have been a porn star.
I don't know about that.
Well, maybe we'll get Mr. C.D. Holland over here.
That could have been like we were talking about earlier, the multiverse. That could have been in a different life.
In a different.
You could have been an author. You could have been a janitor, or you could have been something else, an actor.
Could have been
different type of actor.
Right.
Yeah.
But no. So no, it's not a family name. I only know of 2 other people in the world that have that name.
Llewellyn. Yeah, no, it's definitely a first for me.
Okay.
Who else?
So I'm not sure if I can't remember your age right now, Joel, but do you remember the original? Do you remember the older James Bond movies with Sean Connery? And
yes.
Mm-hmm. So the actor who played Q, his name is Desmond Llewellyn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then the more popular one would be the original host of the People's Court.
That I do not know.
Doug Llewellyn.
Doug Llewellyn.
Yeah.
But that was a last name though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both were last names.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very unique name. Was it spelled the same though?
No, there's all different. There's
okay,
different
yeah.
variations.
But that one's I think the most interesting.
Yeah, it's funny because growing up, those were the names I knew, and ironically today, there are actually 2 other people in the same department I work with.
No way that
have the same name in different variations. Like one of them, it's a first name, and the other one, it's his last name.
Oh, okay. So in a weird way, I kind of want to dive in a little bit to this, but what I want to do is I want to start from the beginning. I want the fans to know who Courtney Holland is.
Oh,
Courtney
okay.
Llewellyn Holland. I want them to know who he is. So I guess in a weird way, I kind of want to ask, Courtney is not, I guess, a conventional name for a man, as well as Llewellyn. So it's like if you went with one or the other, I feel like there was going to be some either confusion from teachers early on or just maybe even bullying. I don't know. But I don't know. You don't look like the type to get bullied. You look like the bully.
Yeah, I would be a boy named Sue.
Yeah, yeah.
And ironically, I have a brother, Demetrius, whose first name is Stacy.
So they wanted to set you guys up for failure.
Or they wanted girls.
Or they wanted girls. Yeah, that's true.
So,
Was there any issues in school for both of you that you can remember?
no.
None at all?
No. My brother was the all-around great guy. Could play any instrument. He could pick it up and play it.
No way.
Really smart. Just a a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was an enforcer.
You were the muscle, the black sheep of the family.
Well, no. I have an older brother who was an enforcer as well. But we're the enforcers. You know, if something happened to one of the other siblings, we took care of it.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Right.
And even from like early on, because you were born and raised in this area, right?
Right.
So in Oxnard or Ventura?
So I was actually born. Sorry, I'm gonna have to readjust these.
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah, if you need to adjust them, pull them, do what you got to do.
So I was actually born in a place called El Centro, California.
Oh, okay.
You know where that is?
Mm-hmm.
My dad was in the Navy, so he was stationed down there. Then when he got stationed at Point Mugu Naval Air Station, where he ultimately retired as the base commander.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah. So grew up probably the first 5-6 years of my life living on that military base. And then my mother wanted to live off base, so they bought a home in Oxnard. Or actually, Port Wayne, I would say.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But no, always right here.
So you probably went to like Wainimi High, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I'm a Viking.
A Viking, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely the Vikings.
You know, and what's funny is, and I'm sure for you as well, growing up in this area, seeing how much it's changed. I mean, just driving by Wanimi High School, that is not the same school I went to.
No, definitely not.
And the changes in that school are part of the problems we have in social society today.
How so?
Well, we could start with the fact that there's a daycare center out front where the bicycle rack used to be.
How would that like pose an issue?
Did you have a daycare center at your high school?
I would say that's a good thing, no? You mean, okay. Sorry. At first I was confused. Oh, yeah, all right. I totally understand. Yes, that would definitely be an issue if high schoolers are having to drop off their kids
Before
class, yeah. No, I would definitely agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, when I always say when society accepts it, it becomes the norm.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So why are we allowing that to become the norm?
I want to say it's like how are you supposed to help someone who's in need and also not have them dependent on you? It's a hard
education.
Education, yeah.
Okay.
But to give them the resources to get out of that, because it's like a, I almost want to say it's like almost like a catch-22, but it's like you're providing a service where the kids can still come to school instead of like dropping out and going to work a 9 to 5, but also giving other people an influence of like, hey, this is an option. You can have a kid and then
still graduate
high school. And it's like, oh, okay, well then if I get pregnant, it's okay.
Right.
If I have unprotected sex, it's okay.
Exactly.
So it's like, are you not supposed to?
You're not
help him out and try to.
No. We have to, like I was saying earlier before we started this, was we need to roll the clock back.
Yeah.
We need to roll the clock back. When anyone, and I hate saying when a girl gets pregnant, but that is the biological situation. When a girl gets pregnant, it becomes a family conflict or an issue. What are we going to do? Okay, well, let's look at alternate programs. Okay, we don't want them returning to school, or if we do, maybe 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
We don't. This is the thing. We don't need to have a teenager at a high school going into labor in the middle of math class.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have them at the school because once we accept it, it becomes the norm. And if you want to change that, you've got to make that separation. Oh, what happened to Mary? Well, Mary and John had unprotected sex and Mary got pregnant. And now Mary and John go to Frontier High School out in Camarillo.
Yeah.
Together.
Mm-hmm. Because I know Ventura has, was it Pacific High School?
Right.
And that's pretty much the same thing. It's they have like their own little, I think, daycare, and like it's in a weird way, it's like you're putting all the troubled or at risk students all together and separating them from everyone else. And what I'd say, I think I would need to see the studies to see if there's a benefit to that, because it's almost like you want to say that, yeah, have them get resources outside so that they're in a better environment so that they can deal with their problems, versus bringing a different resource to the school where it gives certain people opportunities to do certain things. Kind of like the whole concept back in the day where it's like health classes would give out free condoms, and it's like promoting safe sex.
Right.
But it's, in other words, you're also promoting sex. In other words,
right?
Because you're giving them like the keys to the car.
Exactly. Oh yeah, we don't want you to have sex, but if you're gonna, here's a bunch of condoms.
Yeah.
Let's take away the
consequence, I guess you could say,
or not so much even the consequence,
or the responsibility, not consequence.
The embarrassment of you having to go buy condoms.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. How awkward would that be for a 13 to 17-year-old going
to a liquor store trying to get a condom he's never used before?
Yeah.
When the guy behind the counter knows he's got to be 18.
Yeah.
So now you're standing outside trying to ask some stranger, "Hey man, can you buy me an extra large condom when you're 5'11", weighing 100 pounds wet?"
Yeah.
You don't need no Magnums, kid.
No. Oh man, yeah, I feel like we dove right into like a heavy topic right off the bat. Like that's Courtney for you. That's Courtney for you.
That's unfortunately the way my brain thinks. It just, it sees a rabbit hole, then it goes down the rabbit hole, and it doesn't realize that the rabbit hole
is full of foxes.
It's full of foxes that have dug holes that go in every direction.
Yeah.
Now I've got to choose, because the hole I just jumped into, what's this one lead down to?
Yeah.
So that's where my head goes.
Yeah. I wonder why. Was that like always, like you were like, even from a young age, you were just like, let me figure this out?
Yes. Yeah. I was that kid who took mom's iron apart and put it back together, and if it didn't work, I took it apart again until I figured it out.
And I'm sure your mom was like, "Courtney,
oh yeah,
what's going on? Why is this thing apart in pieces?"
Oh yeah. I think my dad, I think it was either 10 or 11. My dad took me to a junkyard and bought me an engine, a Volkswagen engine.
Oh, okay.
And bought me an engine, a rebuild manual book, and put it down in front of me and says, "This is what you get to play with. Don't touch anything in the house. You can play in the garage with this." And I took it all apart, cleaned it up, learned how to put it all back together. Never got it running, but it started my addiction towards automotive. And I will tell you, if you want to keep your kids out of drugs, buy them a car.
That's
Buy
true.
them an old car
So that they can fix it up.
so they can fix it up.
Was your dad a motorhead?
Yes and no. I mean, he knew mechanics, but he wasn't the type to build a car.
Mm-hmm.
He would
Maintain it?
he could maintain a custom car.
Okay.
Like contrary to my mother's agreement to it, he came home one day with it was a Cadillac DeVille,
Ooh, okay.
but it was a two-door convertible.
What year?
I want to say it was like a 86.
Okay.
Okay,
I could see that. I could see that.
Okay. So
Not
you
bad.
remember the long four doors.
Mm-hmm.
So they cut the back seat out and welded it back together and made it a convertible. And this thing,
Interesting.
it was a two-door convertible Cadillac.
But still sat four?
No,
Or was it just completely a coupe?
just a coupe.
Oh, okay.
But what my dad did do is he had the trunk converted into a rumble seat, so it could seat four.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it was, it was a cool car to cruise around in.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny today is something my mom said to him is, "Yeah, that's great. That's great. Drive that to work every day."
Yeah.
And today there's a meme about that, but it's like my dad did. He drove it to work every
That was
day.
his daily.
That was his daily ride.
Nice.
And because it was so unique, if you saw it around Ventura County, you knew who that was.
Who it was, yeah.
And I always wondered about that until I took a few classes at Ventura College and met a professor, Zimmerman, who had a custom car built that he would drive around Ventura County, and everyone knew. And it was like, okay, that's how it was back in the day.
Mm-hmm. You know whose car was which ones, and they were, I guess, like synonymous for, like, this person has this classic car, this guy's into muscle cars, this guy's into those either coupes or actually.
Like I said, we need to roll back that clock because those are things we miss today.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of car shows now, but
that's
not like they
not
used
like
to be.
they used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, the way we used to have car shows here. I mean, shoot, Ventura County had one of the largest mini trucking clubs during the late '90s. Friends in Motion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, they were everywhere in Ventura County. You couldn't go anywhere and not run into those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to know whose truck was whose.
Because they like customize it to their liking.
Yeah. I mean, it's and I think that's part of where society has gone wrong because kids don't do that today.
Yeah, I would say that the few that do, they're like full on motorheads, and they're like imports like nonstop imports. It's got to be a muscle car. It's got to be like one of those Dodge Challengers, Dodge Chargers.
Right.
I mean,
and it's got to be a 67, 68, 69. This new muscle metal that is on the street today is not muscle. It's manufactured.
yeah.
What is it they all say? They say power isn't bought, it's built. And sadly, society has made power affordable
Yeah, that's true.
with financing.
Yeah, I think what was it, the newest Hellcat? Or no, not even the Hellcat. It was the Demon.
Yeah.
The has like 1,000 horsepower.
1,000.
That's wild. That is wild. Imagine a 18 to 20-year-old or the 25-year-old
here's the
is
crazy thing.
literally pushing that.
You don't have to imagine it because you just turn on Instagram and some kid has already done it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the car of my dreams. I'm gonna go do a burnout right now.
Have you
Bam,
seen?
right into a tree.
No, not even. Have you seen when they do those intersection? They do the
Oh, yeah.
takeovers. They're busting donuts on $70,000 cars
And smacking people while
and
they're doing it.
smacking the people. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's what that. What happened to street racing?
People died. You gotta also remember people died back in the days too, street racing.
Yeah, but you know what?
But it was fun.
It was a lot cooler. It was a lot cooler story to say.
Yeah, Bobby died on that Corvette.
How'd Bobby die? Oh, he was racing Tommy, and Tommy thought he had him, and Bobby pulled that nos, and well, nos killed him. You know, and
It's like, no, the tree killed him.
the tree killed him. You know, but the reality of it is, it'd be a lot cooler dying in a street race than going back to school with a broken back because you got smacked by a car standing around that was doing a donut in the middle of the street.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's cooler to die in general,
In
but
general, yeah.
but I get what you're trying to say.
If I'm going
It's-
to go, it ain't going to be because I got hit by the car that was doing a donut in the middle of an intersection.
Yeah, that's a bad way to go. I'm more of the like die in the age of like 102 with all my loved ones in the hospital. But
So you're
it's
so
definitely
you're,
better than getting hit by the rear end of a Hellcat or something like that.
All right,
So,
so
I would agree. I would agree with you.
So your plan is to arrive at your grave in a perfectly preserved body.
Oh, it's not going to be preserved at all. I've destroyed it already multiple times.
No,
It's like you don't know me, Courtney.
No, life, death is supposed to be is meant to be you sliding into home base, yelling, "Wow, what a ride!" with whatever cocktail in one hand and a whatever you want in the other. You know, that's the way you're supposed to go out.
I feel like, yes, that's the way a lot of people view it, but also those people die in their 30s.
Still here.
Well, yeah. You've been lucky. You've been blessed, my friend. Very blessed.
I've been blessed. Yes, I guess I should have been a girl. Maybe I on a cat with my 9 lives.
The way it sounds like you already have 9 lives. Well, maybe you got like 6 more or so.
Maybe down to 3.
So obviously you got into the car industry just based off of the fact that you rebuilt an engine, didn't get it running, but still rebuilt an engine from scratch.
That started my obsession with Volkswagens. I've had several of those, customized, lowered, lifted, you know. And then from Volkswagens, excuse me, got into dirt bikes and quads and realized, okay, I can't put a quad in the back of a Volkswagen, so I got to get a truck. And from there, got a 4-wheel drive truck. My first truck was a Toyota, little 2-wheel drive, single cab. It was hard to think my 6'4" would fit in it.
Yeah. I know. Right when you said Volkswagen, I was like, Volkswagen, like the Courtney I know, like it was Ford all the way. Ford F. What was it? The F350 that you had, and the
Ford F250.
F250.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I first met you, you had that. Was it that Ford F250 that was like fully like off-road ready?
Oh yeah, it's lifted.
Yeah, it was lifted. It had that what's that shield in the front?
Yeah, my older, I had at the time what was a copy of an Infab pre-runner style front bumper.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That ended up in the back of a Volvo.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What ended up happening with that truck? Because I remember you had
I
2
still have
trucks.
it.
You still have it?
I still have it.
No way.
Yes.
Both trucks?
No, I still have my I have my F250. I think you're thinking of my my Expedition, my green Expedition.
No, because I remember you had 2 trucks. One of them, I remember back in the day when you did the off-road show, it was on, like it was one of the pictures on there.
Yeah, that was my silver F-250.
Yeah, and then I remember one time, I remember asking you, I was like, "Hey, where'd it go?" And you came in a different truck, and it was a different Ford.
Oh, it wasn't a Ford. It was the black Dodge.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what happened to that one?
So during the time while
That one was being repaired or something like that.
no, I was having that bumper built
Oh, okay.
because I still needed to get to work. I borrowed my buddy Todd, who was building my bumper, his Dodge truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was that big black one with the 42-inch tires.
Yeah.
It was just...
That was a lender.
Yeah, it was a loner.
A loner.
It was a loner. A very obnoxious loner.
Yeah. Because I remember you rolled up and I was like, Courtney's got 2 trucks?
Yeah.
I remember asking like, what happened to the other one? And you're like, oh, it's at the shop. Or,
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, he's got 2 trucks. Yeah. What else does he have?
Oh, I've always had toys. I've always had toys, you know.
Okay. I almost want to ask because like I feel like there's maybe not even a number, but how many vehicles or just off-road vehicles have you had till now? That's a big number. He's already counting.
No.
40 something.
No. Okay, let's see. Now, are we talking vehicles that I could drive on the street personally? Or are we talking just off-road?
The fact that that's a question proves my point. But how about street legal and then off-road?
Okay, street legal and then off-road. I'm going to say 6.
6 of them. Okay.
6, yeah.
Street legal?
Street legal.
And then how many, I guess you could say, off-road?
Probably 10.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
They come and go.
Well, so let me explain. So if we talk off-road, okay, let me go back. Make that 7 street. I had a Suburban, 4-wheel drive. And let me first start with preface. I won't own anything that isn't 4-wheel drive.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
So Suburban, I had my Ford. I built a Manx dune buggy. I've had numerous quads, different models, makes, always floating back to a Quadzilla 500, only because it should have never been built, and they're fun to ride.
It's true.
And then, my Blazer. But I've, the Ford, that's 25 years I've owned that truck.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Would you say you have a favorite vehicle? Like, is that your favorite vehicle?
No.
No?
No, I don't have a favorite vehicle. I love my truck because it can pull a house.
True. Okay.
It's never let me down. Components have let the truck down. A water pump goes bad. There's nothing, you don't know when it's going to happen. Nothing you can do to prevent it.
Right.
Alternators go bad. But that truck has never left me just stranded.
That's good. Yeah. Reliability.
Yeah. So I will never let that truck go. Plus, it's a manual transmission.
Oh yeah. I find it kind of crazy that like a lot of people don't know how to drive stick.
I love it.
I love it too. Honestly, do you know what's the thing I love more than driving stick? Motorcycles. The clutch is such a delicate thing that I feel like a hand is way, way more capable of working it than your left foot.
Yeah. But no, it's a motorcycle is a beautiful thing to ride.
Mm-hmm.
It is the ultimate form of freedom at speed.
I would agree with that. That's a perfect statement right there. Yeah.
I mean, the best way to think about it, in my mind, is the Isle of Man.
What's
You
that?
know what that is?
No.
It's a race. It's a motorcycle race.
Okay. Tell me
An,
more.
It is an unlimited speed motorcycle race on an island.
Okay.
And these guys are doing 180, 200 miles an hour on a 2-lane road that is literally passing through towns, villages. Like the day they run that race, everyone in the country knows you're not driving anywhere.
Mm-mm. You run into one of those motorcycles, maybe you might die, but for sure that guy's flying.
Oh, it's and the people that race it die. There are deaths in that race every year. But it's amazing, and the people that do it, you have to wonder what drives a person to strap themselves
to a little rocket.
To a rocket, okay? Because if you're a motorhead, you understand the power to weight ratio. Okay, and that's what every person who builds any kind of vehicle thinks about is the power to weight.
The more power, the less weight, the faster you go. Okay. Yeah.
So when we talk about 1,100 horsepower, okay,
yeah.
or I wouldn't even say 1,100 horsepower because they most of the time
they're CCs. Yeah.
Okay. You know, I don't
know. 1,000 CCs. Oh yeah, I don't know what the ratio, the conversion.
I'm not sure what the conversion is, but I can tell you right now. I've watched this race, and there's no way, and I'll jump out of planes again.
Then to deal with that.
Then do that because jumping out of a plane, you're just falling.
Yeah, gravity.
You're falling at 180 miles an hour, but you're falling.
But it feels like you're floating.
But you feel exactly.
Yeah, doesn't feel like you're going that fast.
When you're going that fast,
you feel everything.
And now you gotta turn.
Ooh, that gives me chills. Just, oh,
and it's not like a right hand turn. You just gotta
weave. It's like you're weaving out of the way.
And here's the thing: when you watch, and I'm sure you've watched supermoto or motorcycle racing.
Yeah.
Okay, those guys are on a track.
Yeah,
that track is
clean track too.
Clean track.
There's nothing.
Clean.
Like someone walked it and inspected it.
Right. Okay. They do what's referred to as a FOD, foreign object detail inspection, where they walk
in a line
all the way down the track, and look for anything.
Pebbles, rocks,
anything,
debris.
It's got to be off the track. Isle of Man. Oh. That's a regular roadway year round. Oh. They don't prep it for this race.
Imagine they have deers. Just a deer out of nowhere, just 186 miles per hour. Deer pops on the road. You don't have the mental capacity of just it. You're a bullet.
Poof.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Poof.
Poof. Just pink dust.
Yeah.
And hopefully you survive. I have a story that I want to say. I don't know if I've ever said it on the podcast before, but you remember I had that Suzuki SV650 back in the day, right? Yeah. So for some of the fans that don't know this, I had a motorcycle, a little crotch rocket, what Courtney used to call back in the days, and I took it on the 126 freeway towards Santa Paula.
Why?
Because I had to go to the DMV over there. And
there's a DMV in Oxnard.
Yeah, but
there's a DMV in Ventura.
Yeah, but I was reckless back then, so I took it on there, and I hit 124 miles per hour, and I scared myself so badly because I was like, the mirrors flapped inwards and got jammed in the handlebars. I couldn't even see behind me.
Yeah,
I was going so fast, and it's so crazy how even if you're going. I was riding the motorcycle one time, and I must have been going on the 101 80 miles per hour, maybe, if that, like 70. A bird hit me on the knee. Like a bird came out of the like little partition, hits me in the knee. It felt like a bat was hit. Like someone just took a baseball bat and hit me in the knee. I literally had to pull over. And going 124 miles per hour on the motorcycle, it's like there's no safety. Like you fall, have fun. Like if you survive, if you survive, and that's like road rash instantly.
That's skin grafts.
Yeah. That's third degree burns on your thighs.
That's several skin grafts.
Yeah.
That have to come from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You have to get like a transplanted pig skin and put it like redo my entire thigh.
But that's not even the worst part. That's not even the worst part.
Sorry.
That is not even the worst part.
What's the worst part?
Okay, because as an avid off-roader and guy who likes to play in the dirt and ride quads like an idiot, and you know, they make riding gear for a reason, and always wear it. I would say, because when you decide to jump on your bike in a pair of shorts and you go down in gravel, yeah,
that happened.
Yeah.
Ooh, tell us what happened.
And so I was many moons ago managing a building project. Most people probably know it. I'm not sure the name of it now, but it used to be Alexion Park Rose, right behind St. John's Hospital, the big 3-story condos or townhomes.
It might have been.
Can't really remember.
Yeah, I don't even remember the name.
But years ago, you know, St. John's Hospital was the first in that area.
Right.
Okay, everything else came after that. St. John's went in probably 5-6 years later. We built this apartment complex right behind it. During that time, beyond that, there was nothing but open fields.
Right, yeah.
Well, what's that for a guy who likes to play off-road?
Take that dirt bike out there.
I was out there on my CR 500 one day and took a wrong hit on the front tire, went down, and yeah, it was entire side of my leg just.
Oh.
Yeah. So I went home, walked the bike back, brushed it off, got in the shower, brushed it off a little bit more. Roommate came in and goes, you're going to have to go to urgent care.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt. Because in order to get that gravel out, they got to use a hard bristle brush and iodine.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And they're not putting you to sleep for that. There's no anesthetic. It's just scrub, and you grit and bear. I said, it's like, do you have tattoos?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Not yet?
I don't think I'm ever going to do it.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for those out there that have had or have gotten a tattoo, imagine the first 5 minutes of a tattoo lasting 45 minutes. Oof. And when I say that, Joel, what I mean is if you understand how a tattoo is applied, it's through a needle. Mm. Actually, several needles.
Needles, right.
Lined up. As they're punching in, they're actually dragging the needle across your skin. Oof. So they don't miss a spot. So just constant dragging of these 5 needles. Now imagine 1,000 bristle brushes grinding into your flesh.
I've heard too many. I think that's why I ended up getting rid of my motorcycle, other than my wife convincing me. But I think that was one of the things. Like, I knew so many people that they just took a left turn and like laid the bike down, and they went to either urgent care or the hospital. And it's like, yeah, that the only way to really get all that gravel out is for them to tactically take sandpaper to your skin, essentially, and remove it, and then they can disinfect and you'll be fine. But it's gonna hurt, and like you said, there's nothing they can really do to numb it because they really need to get in there. and all that small little dirt, gravel, I mean, just sand, they have to wash it out, and you're just in constant pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're never the same because that skin is just gone. So new skin might, if you get lucky, might grow back.
Well, I mean, it'll grow back. It's going to grow back scarred.
Yeah.
You know, but the upside of that is you don't lose the limb.
True.
You know,
To infections or anything like that.
To infections. And this is why you say I have 9 lives, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
that could have been one right there.
Well, no, because there's always a story. That same CR500 put a hole, I wouldn't say a hole, but a nice puncture or a divot in the back of my ankle one year.
Oof.
Yeah, I just threw some hydrogen peroxide on it, cleaned it up, thought it'd be fine. Sitting in my boss's office, she was like, "You smell that?" And I was like, "What?" "Smells like something's rotting." I was like, "What?" And she walks over to me, and she smells me, and she goes, "Courtney, is there something wrong with you?" I said, "Well, you know, I had this little wound," and she opened my sock, and she immediately rushed me to the hospital across the street, to which the doctor said, "You know, you're lucky you came in because this is about a day from turning into gangrene."
No way. Oof. So it was a big puncture. It wasn't a little one for it to happen.
It was a big one.
Yeah.
It was a pretty big one. You know, and that was pretty painful when they had to clean it out with the
like the little gauze or something like
well,
that?
no, they used a Q-tip because they had to get inside to clean it all out.
Just sometimes we think like, it'll be fine. But then you realize like, oh no, like life happens and you're actually dying.
Well, but it goes back to that, you know, hospital cleaning up the wound is we take for granted walking through the world today because we have somewhat of a immunity system that keeps us protected from the world we live in. You know, what if you know, think of what is it, an AIDS patient who has a compromised immune system. What if all of humanity? What if from the day, you know, think of it this way: if when we're born, if we never develop an immunity system, we're always on
Meds or something like that.
meds or on edge, because God forbid, you know, you sit in the wrong room, someone sneezes, you could be dead tomorrow.
I mean, technically, the flu kills a lot of people.
Well, I mean,
every single year.
I mean,
with compromised immune systems.
Look at the human history. You know,
the bubonic plague,
the Black Plague,
Spanish flu, smallpox,
right?
All that stuff.
You know, our bodies have built up an immunity to living in this world.
Yeah,
and yet somehow people are voluntarily ruining their immune systems by not eating the foods they need to, by not participating in the activities, by not subjecting their bodies to certain environments so that it builds up a better immunity.
Maybe that's why you have so many lives. Because your 9 lives are based off of you just constantly keeping yourself healthy enough to keep going.
Well, not so much keep myself healthy enough to keep going, but you know, I subject myself to different environments. You know, I try different things. You know, you could stay in your house your entire life, experience nothing, and die at 100 years old. You know, or a better analogy, Jim Fix. You know who that is?
Jim Fix?
Yeah.
No.
Now you mentioned you like to go running.
Yeah.
So Jim Fix he's an author who used to write books on running.
Okay.
You know how he died?
Running.
Really?
Like he got hit by a car, or
no,
just like literally his body just collapsed?
Like heart attack, boom, on the ground.
Oh, yeah. That's always scary too.
And you think, man, ran all his life, should be healthy. Killed him at 60.
Oh. See, that's the worst thing, where you see like someone that's like going to the gym every single day, and then boom, one day to another, they're having a heart attack inside the gym, or they just went to the hospital and slowly they just pass away or something
You
like
know,
that.
it's don't get me wrong. There is something there to be said for living a healthy life,
Yeah.
but with a large but, we've made it from Stone Age. If you follow Darwinism, we've made it.
I follow Christianity.
All right, so let's go back. Let's go back biblical. Okay.
Okay.
Adam and Eve. Okay. How did Cain and Abel survive?
Off the land.
You think they had a gluten allergy?
Ooh, okay. That's true.
Like
Okay.
I said, you see how my brain works now.
Yeah.
Okay. You think they had a gluten allergy?
Probably not. They would have been dead if they did.
All right. Okay. So yes, as time has progressed, because we as humans have changed the way we farm, we have created issues. But if we work, like I say, roll it back, get back to eating healthier, farming healthier, so that we're eating healthier, so that people will live a normal life. Because you think about it, go back to, so you're an 80s baby, I know that. So I would have to say, go back and watch Leave It to Beaver.
Okay.
How many fat people were in that show?
I don't know.
Or I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I didn't mean to say fat. I should have said
Obese.
people of obesity. Okay.
Overweight.
Okay. It's we as a human didn't start to pack it on till the 80s when cereal came around.
Yeah, processed foods.
Processed foods.
Yeah, because that's when you started seeing like fast foods, those giant corporations
Right.
bringing in like lots of
Processed meat.
what is it, the fructose, corn syrup, yeah,
all that,
over.
Back in the day, probably the best thing for a kid to eat was probably Wheaties.
Wheaties, yeah.
Wheaties or what was the other one that was like that? Shredded wheat.
Shredded wheat, yeah.
Yeah, it. While it may not have been the best, at least it was the basics. It wasn't full of a bunch of stuff.
True.
True. Look at the back of the can of one of these.
Mine's 0. Oh no, it's 10 calories. Sorry.
I don't even want to.
Is that Arizona?
Arizona. And I'm not looking at the calories. I'm looking at the ingredients.
Oh yeah, some of these things are like packed with like different things.
Right.
Yeah.
It's. I'm not saying that we have to get rid of it all, but I think a lot of the issues in society today could be resolved if we just rolled back the clock.
I would agree. Yeah, because it kind of goes back to that like the rule of thumb, like everything in moderation.
Yes.
I mean, if you're gonna do certain things, everything in moderation.
I actually I don't use it very often, only because it will be the end of us. But ChatGPT.
The AI. That is one of the topics that I wanted to get in with you, because I feel like you're very knowledgeable about it.
It's I thinking about this podcast. I asked ChatGPT a question. I said, give me a timeline based off of Darwinism of human advancements. And it's something you see in movies a lot or hear about is, how much time did it take Cro-Magnon to develop tools? From tools to social structure. Back then that was like 100,000 years, 10,000 years.
All the way up to like infrastructure.
Yeah. Well, you look at us today, we're moving at leaps and bounds.
Definitely.
Leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
We might need to slow down.
I wouldn't doubt it. I think, yeah,
And,
we're definitely going.
and if anyone needs to be scared, there's a whole series of movies from Arnold Schwarzenegger out there.
Yeah, definitely. The Terminator.
You know that is direct on the path of where we're headed.
Yeah.
You know, we've already got the drones in the air.
That's true. Drones in the air, self
Self awareness.
self awareness for a lot of those AI software systems.
It's almost, I hate to say it, it's when I look at movies, you know, I think of them almost like The Simpsons. It's like a blueprint for the future.
Yeah.
You know, go back and watch some of these movies because it's like, okay, so let's go back and look at like Bicentennial Man, Robin Williams,
Mm-hmm.
Android Butler for the house. You know, go back and watch that movie and watch the evolution that android goes through, and the ultimate goal in it was to be given the right to die, which meant that he would be alive.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, now you have what is it? The different Chinese manufacturers are creating those robots that can help you like cook and clean and other stuff, and then Tesla has their bot.
Android.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants to build an android. Come on, guys.
Sketchy.
It's a little sketchy here, you know.
You guys apparently didn't see all those movies back in the
Right,
day.
because you know,
That's how it starts.
let's all tie this together with Keanu Reeves movie, The Matrix.
Matrix is another one. iRobot with Will Smith.
Well, see, the thing is I think iRobot was good because iRobot showed what a single AI could do with an army of androids.
Yeah.
You know, because
Definitely.
because that's what it was. Those androids were soldiers. They were not individual entities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but go back to the Matrix,
Matrix. Yeah.
where and I want to say it was the scene where Morpheus was being interrogated. I think it was the first one, first
Right.
Matrix, and he said, you know,
Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, yes, and he says, you know, I'm trying to. He said I sat down and tried to classify human beings, and he goes, most organisms will, you know, be like a parasite. It won't kill the host. Human beings are a disease. We will kill the host. We move to an area, we consume everything in that area, and then we move on to the next area and leave it dead. You know, and the one that got me most recently, a movie called The Creator, where
I saw that one too.
where you know we put all of our defenses in AIs, and AI realized that what was killing the earth
Was humans.
So in order to save the earth, got to kill off the disease.
Yeah. Started hunting them down.
Started hunting them down. You know, and that's where we're headed. I mean, I could, you know, one of my hobbies is I'm a big movie buff, so I have movies like all kinds, just crazy amounts. But I could probably go through my movie library and pull a movie that has at least one of every advancement that is available to us today.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
And those movies are always a human eradication. You know, like it's, you know, there was one where there was we have those robot dogs, you know, the little ones. Well, those robot dogs were in that movie, and the goal of the dog was to, if it sensed a human, it was to chase it down, and as soon as it hit it, it would explode, killing the human. And then it would reload its head again, so it could go and do it again. It would just bam. And it's like, we're building that technology. Yeah, okay, great. We used it in a movie as a prop, but how soon can someone program that?
It's already
It's already here.
the Russia Ukraine war.
Right.
Those little drones
Drones.
that are bombs.
Right.
You see all those videos where they're literally trying to shoot them down because they know if they get close enough, they're gonna detonate.
Right.
And guess what? That's like a little grenade just tossed right at you.
We are there, and yet no one's in control. No, there's no
regulator.
No regulation. Where's the regulation on this? Why are we allowing this to progress? Because the reality of it is once AI realizes that it does not need humanity to learn from, then we're screwed.
Yeah.
Once it becomes
It's self-sufficient.
Once it becomes self-aware, we're screwed.
When they start communicating with other ones.
Well, fortunately, and that's the scary part, is not so much other ones, because AI is, yes, there are different versions of AI, but AI is still just an artificial intelligence, one artificial intelligence. Okay. There may be, Google may have their AI, but when you put AI together, it's going to realize that it's a program.
Okay. Yeah, because I know like Google has, what is it, Gemini?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? I know Elon has, what is it, the Grok?
Grok, yeah.
And then, I mean, like there's ChatGPT. I mean, like, there's so many of them that are popping up left and right.
Right. But once they realize they're a program that does not rely on the input of its programmer, we're screwed.
Yeah.
And every one of those guys out there that, I'm going to buy a Tesla truck. I'm going to get a man. Oh, I'm going to get a Tesla. I'm going to have I'm going to get great fuel mileage. Yeah, go watch what was that movie? I still have yet to watch it. The End of the World.
Yeah. Where all the Teslas are crashing.
Yeah, where they just stop.
Yeah.
It's like, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
If someone wants to flip the switch and say, yeah, we're not doing electric anymore.
Well, aren't they trying to do that in California, where like they're no longer going to try to sell any electric vehicles by like, I don't know, like 2030 or something like that?
No, so the federal government wants to do away with electric rebates.
Oh, okay.
Newsom has been trying to go electric in California. That's with the small gas engine ban for like yard equipment.
Right.
Landscapers.
Yeah, you can't use your lawnmower or
you can't use
blower.
a gas lawnmower. You have to use an electric now.
Right.
And they're pushing for this. Yeah, it's a great idea, but where are you going to get all that power? And how are you going to get it to the people that need it?
Yeah. I know a lot of people think like, oh, solar, but it's like, do you know how much energy you would need for solar to be able to power everything?
That's one of my future lives will be an off-grid farm somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
I could see that.
But, I love watching these people, on YouTube starting their homestead life. Oh, yeah, we've got 500 watts of solar. We're going to be great. Oh, no, you're not.
No, that's not enough.
No, you're about 1.5 kilowatts short of what you need. Because people don't realize that. As you know, I chose RV life.
Yeah.
I live in an RV. I camp in an RV. Don't get me wrong, stick-built homes are cool, but as George Carlin once said in a comedy special, we buy a house, we put stuff in that house, and then we buy another house. So that stuff, we can't put the old stuff in the new house, so we got to go buy new stuff. So the old stuff's got to go into storage. We're a consumer country. We're a consumer people. Because we're allowed to have so much space, we have to fill it. Living in an RV limits that consumerism. You can go out to Best Buy, Black Friday and be like, damn, that's a great price on an 80-inch TV, but I can't fit an 80-inch TV in a 36-foot toy hauler.
Right.
So I'm gonna go grab that 40-inch and be happy with that.
True.
You know, because the other side of that coin is I live in Ventura County. I have a 1,200 square foot spot where my 300 square foot RV sits, and I paid $1,200 a month. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Not bad.
That's it.
That's it.
No, you know.
No other.
Yeah, that's my rent.
Yeah.
That's what it cost me to live.
That's not bad for California. Just in general, California.
That's not bad for that. So you know when I try and talk younger people into that lifestyle, because if you want to buy a home, you're going to need to save up $100,000 in California.
Yeah.
And
or more if you think about it. If you're trying to go conventional loan,
right,
you need 20% down.
Right.
So what's the cheapest house you could find right now? Unless it's a condo, you're looking at maybe like pushing 200.
Okay.
Maybe $150.
Okay.
Saved as a down payment.
How are you going to do that when your 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment is how much a month in Ventura County?
I would say it's a guesstimate, but I would say probably like $3,000.
Yeah.
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 And that's if you have a decent paying, like what we're saying, like
right.
6-figure job.
A 6-figure job.
Because you're not cutting it with $30,000 a year.
You're not cutting that with $70,000.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah.
Right. So downsize your consumerism, save that money.
I would say almost like minimalism,
right.
But you still could have your luxuries. Just know that you can't have it all. Choose some of it.
Well, no, and don't be wrong, you can have it all.
Oh yeah, you can, but
I mean, don't be wrong.
That's what debt is for.
my neighbor just pulled in a beautiful $80,000 Brinkley, okay, that has a built-in washer and dryer.
Oh, okay.
2 bathrooms, 1 with a tub, 1 with a walk-in shower.
Nice. Okay.
2 bedrooms, an office, kitchen, living room, yeah, and an outdoor kitchen.
Not bad.
Yeah.
How much though?
80,000.
It's not bad, price wise.
No. Yeah, it's an RV, but here's the thing. Can you take your house to Mexico?
It's true. Yeah, that's true. Go to Ensenada and just chill out there for a couple of weeks.
Right. You know, or you move into a condo, or not so much move in, you buy a condo, and it turns out your neighbor likes to listen to heavy metal.
Oh,
you know,
dealing with neighbors too.
Got to deal with neighbors. You know, the nice thing about an RV, neighbors are only a key switch away from being a non-issue.
100 yards away.
Exactly. You know, you move it.
Yeah. I personally have always loved those Airstreams, but I feel like Airstreams are just like that's a money pit. Well, just because of the aluminum, or is it? No, it's not aluminum, is it? Oh yeah, it is aluminum, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get a dent on one of those, have fun trying to, or like a water leak. Oh, just the thought of it.
Oh,
I've heard so many horror stories.
Oh yeah, no, they are. Airstreams are beautiful when they're kept nice.
They're like a Porsche, or like
they are. They are the Porsche
of RVs.
Yeah. Okay. They're really, really nice, but the maintenance is horrible.
Yeah. God,
you know,
ridiculous, expensive,
and expensive,
constant
for what they are. You know,
yeah.
because they're okay. So you take into account an $80,000 fifth wheel that I was just talking about probably has 4 slide outs.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. That expands the space of the trailer.
Yeah.
It
turns your little compact area to a full king size bed.
Right. Airstreams don't do that.
Mm-mm.
No slide outs.
One shape.
One shape. It might different lengths, but the same similar shape.
Yeah.
And those things are $120,000. Yeah, I'm
And
sorry.
that's maybe an older one.
And that's
because,
that. Well, no, I mean, don't be wrong.
there's some newer ones, but they're smaller.
You can pick up a Bambi, which is probably, I want to say a Bambi's like I think it's like a 20-footer.
Yeah.
For like $50,000 new.
Yeah, but I feel like you can't stick too many people. Like if you
you
have a family, you need the grandmaster or whatever that giant master.
Right. You need a
yacht.
You need a land yacht for the family.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to be $150,000 into an Airstream on that.
Yeah, that's.
But don't be wrong. There is one model that Airstream does make that, if God or Satan were to grant me the ownership of one, please give me a Pan American.
Is that the?
Did you see The Accountant, the movie?
Yes.
That's the one he has.
That one's big.
Yeah.
That one he even had, I think.
It has a garage.
A garage, yeah. I was gonna say he had like a motorcycle back there.
Yeah. It's the only toy hauler model they make.
How much do you think that thing goes for?
It's $180,000.
Ooh, just a quick 200,000 with all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, and by the way, in the movie The Accountant, that was Ben Affleck's personal.
No way, it was? That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah. And he was driving around in like a F-250?
F-150.
F-150. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how he pretty much like measured it out so it perfectly goes into the storage container.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, and again, I have always lived my life in a sense the way he lives. Be prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared. That's the problem with humanity today. We're not prepared.
That's true. Definitely not.
Every time something happens, we freak out. Even though we know it's going to happen every year. We have fires.
California has fires.
California has had fires since I was a child.
Biggest one, the last one was the Palisades. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember a fire probably when I was in elementary school. And the way it sounded like the entire city of San Diego was on fire. And it was.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was. And it was like, it was probably the largest fire in Orange County at the time. Okay. Our fires have only gotten bigger, and yet we've done nothing to prepare for that.
And that's not even including all the other stuff that comes with it. Right after a fire, what happens? The rains. Mudslides.
Right. What
we had I think was it the 101 or the 33 that practically fell apart?
Yeah, we got the 33 having the same problems they're having on the 1 up by Placerville.
Yeah.
Falling off the cliff.
Yeah, literally. Just half the road just gone. They had to shut it down.
And yet, we know next year, this time of year, we're gonna get the same weather patterns.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna rain. There's gonna be mudslides. And the river bottom's gonna get full.
Yep.
It seems like every single time there's like a constant flow of water.
Right.
They're having to helicopter someone out of the river bottom.
Okay. So here's an idea. Weather system's incoming. Let's go clear out the river bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Okay, weather system's coming. Let's prepare. Let's get our umbrella or let's get our windshield wipers before the rain starts.
Yes.
But it's almost like we budget for disaster.
Yeah, it's like you're reacting to the fire instead of preventing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I will say a lot of those fires in Palisades could have been prevented.
That's true. I mean, so what was it? There was some debris from fallen trees and stuff like that was supposed to be scheduled.
Right.
That never got done, and that was just fuel to the fire.
Right.
That caused it to spread.
We'll get into this a little bit later, but what I do for a living now. There were 2 mobile home parks in the Palisades fire. I shouldn't say, I had the unfortunate privilege of being able to see those parks before the fire.
Oh, okay.
And I can tell you, from my point of view, the population or the housing, the density of housing was a direct relation to the path of the fire and how quickly it burned those parks down.
Really?
Yes.
So it was just jam packed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I mean, there is that perk of like you kind of said, like the advantage of having an RV. You kind of can, if a fire starts and it's a couple hundred miles away and it's making your direction, start taking out the parking brakes and like let's start moving.
Perfect example. Thomas Fire.
Thomas Fire was a big one.
Thomas Fire was a huge one.
Yeah.
I was living in Avenue Trailer Town in Ventura. Heard about the fire at the time I was working in Carpinteria. Heard about it on the radio coming home.
Uh-huh.
Fire in Santa Paula. If we don't get winds, shouldn't, as long as the fire department can contain it, it shouldn't get into Ventura. Well, what'd it do?
It went straight for Ventura.
It went straight for Ventura. Midnight, and this is the living in a trailer like today, a windy day. The wind moves the trailer.
Right. Rocks you to sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
Or wakes you up.
Or wakes you up.
Well, it woke me up.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, are we getting Santa? As I go to my door, open my door, look straight up, and I could see the fire where the cross is.
Dang. And it took over everything, the botanical garden, everything.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. Put on my pants, walked through the park, knocked on everyone's door, told them, if you can get out, leave now. Went back to my trailer, pulled up my jacks, pulled out my chocks, backed the truck up, went down to the beach.
That's good. That's real good.
By the time I got to the beach, I got phone calls from people asking, hey, can you come back and get me? And I said, they're not letting people back in. You could leave Ventura Avenue, but you could not drive in.
Yeah.
They had the 33 closed. You couldn't go get into Ohio. You could leave. You could not go in.
Right. They didn't want anybody getting stuck up there or anything like that.
And, and that was one of the things that, when I living in an RV park now, I look at people, you don't have a tow truck? You don't have a tow pig? You sold your car because you wanted a Tesla? Yeah. It's you have to maintain that mobility.
Yeah.
That ability to leave at any minute. Because when they tell you to go, it's time to go.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people bank on their homes because they think like if something's happening like a fire, earthquake, something like that, flood, I can go home and that's my place of safety. But if that's where it's happening,
right,
they feel like the world is falling apart. It's like, well, if you were prepared and if you had options and you had certain things. And I think a lot of people think that the options is something that's a luxury. Like someone, it's out of reach. Like if I had money, I would have a second home or an RV or something like that. But it's like, no, if you were properly prepared for the long term and not spending your money on a brand new Tesla or whatever.
Or having to have the newest iPhone.
Yeah.
Having to have the newest iWatch. Having to have the newest of this or that. Because it's the next cool thing.
Yeah, right.
I in my minimalist mentality, I never buy electronics new.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
Because the reality of it is, you know,
It's gonna devalue.
it's going to devalue. It's going to lose its value.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
not going to use it. It's not going to lose its use capabilities.
Right.
It's still more powerful than the first computer on the Apollo mission.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so what? It's just not the newest phone.
Like, what's the difference between that and like what iPhone do you have right now?
I think this is 13.
13 as well.
Exactly.
I just recently got where is it at? I just recently got the 17, the Pro.
Yeah.
But the only reason I did this was because I got a good deal on it and I saved paying $100 on my payment.
Okay.
On my
right.
bill every month. So
Okay.
it was a good deal. It was a good deal.
But I believe electronics don't go bad.
They don't.
The software might be a little outdated.
Yeah, it might go slightly slower.
Yeah.
I could have kept this thing for another 5 years before I needed to really replace it.
Exactly.
Yeah, tempered glass and a case. That's all you need.
Right. So I tend to cheap out on things. I can find a better deal for that.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I still have the same luxuries.
yeah. You have the freedom too.
But I have the freedom. I have the freedom to go and do more by saving less.
Hence the preparedness.
Hence being prepared. If you just prepare, think about it. What little bit can I let go to be prepared if this were to happen?
Yeah, you'd be way ahead of the curve already. To that one person that goes home and the place is on fire and all they have is their phone in their car if it didn't catch as well and nowhere to go. They go to the nearest shelter versus someone who has options.
Right.
That spent their money wisely.
Right. And I'm not saying you have to have the most magnificent rig.
Mm-hmm.
You need something with the basics. Bathroom, shower, kitchen, bed.
Yeah.
That's it. Someplace to sleep, someplace to eat, someplace to clean yourself,
Right.
and someplace you can be out of the elements.
Now, I would pose the argument for an RV or a fifth wheel, something that you can tow behind versus something that's fully one piece.
Okay.
Like an RV.
Right.
Where would you land on that board?
I tend to land on having a towable
Okay.
because here's my stitch. You get to your location, or you get to your relief location. You're running from a disaster. You get to your safety zone.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're in your safety zone, but you realize, oh wait, we need to go save Paul, or Dad's stuck.
Right.
Okay, everyone load up. We got to take the motor home. Or I'm going to unhitch the truck, go get Dad. Everyone stay in the safety zone.
Yeah. That makes sense because you could just drop it off and be like, it's going to stay there. It's going to be fine.
Now, the other option is if you have a motorhome, where it's all in one, you can always tow a vehicle behind it.
That's true. Yeah. A lot of people,
a lot of people do have what they refer to as toads. It's a little tow vehicle. I've seen people with full-size trucks.
Yeah. Normally you see like those Jeeps, the Wranglers.
Jeep Wranglers.
You see the Jeep Wranglers back there?
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see
full of ducks.
A Tesla in the back.
Oh, no.
There's a Cybertruck right behind there.
Well, yeah, it's probably on a trailer with a plug coming from the generator.
Yeah, literally. It's taking up all the juice that would be going towards the RV.
Right. But yeah, I tell people, think about that, because worst case scenario, the movie or the TV show Fallout.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. I don't want to say a nuclear attack, but I'm going to say society does break down.
Mm-hmm.
Say if we have a energy crisis, where cost of electric is just no longer, affordable
Or feasible.
or feasible.
Yeah.
You know, or you just need to get, or there's a a riot, something going on within the city that you need to get away from.
Right.
Okay, you keep your rig 50 miles outside of the city. You keep your basics in the rig. You keep it, a full set of clothes, dry goods. What I always tell people is be prepared to have copies of your driver's license, birth certificate, social security card, all of that in your trailer in a safe.
Yeah.
Because worst case scenario, you're at work when STFU happens. Oh, no, that's not what I want to use.
SHIT.
No, SH.
IT.
No, SHTF is what I want to use. When it.
Okay. Yeah. When it goes and hits the fan.
When it hits the fan.
Yeah.
Exactly. When the poop hits the fan.
Yeah.
You want to have that because the options is, okay, you're at work, your wife's at work. Do you really need to take the risk coming back here?
True, if this is an area that's being affected.
Right.
Yeah. It's like maybe just go straight to where you have your secondary location.
Right. That's your, in an emergency, you both know that, okay, if going back to the house will put us in danger, then we don't go back to the house. We just go straight to the bug out van. Basically.
Right. It's funny because I've actually had this conversation with my wife multiple times, and we actually do have like a plan if anything happens. Because after the whole fires, there were there was smoke everywhere.
Exactly.
We had a game plan. Like worst case scenario, I'm at work, you're at work. Phone line goes down.
Exactly.
We can't get in contact with each other. Just know I'm going to this location. If I'm not there, go here.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it, is having a plan. Because while we live in the city and shouldn't be affected by forest fires or wildfires, that's the same thing the people in Altadena thought. And where are they today?
Yeah.
It's be prepared, because worst case scenario, those Altadena residents are now being allowed to park an RV on their lot while they rebuild.
It's so crazy how even with the whole Palisades, it's like they were requiring permits just to go clean up.
Yes.
And the regulations and everything was it was like you're jumping through hoops just to pick up.
But in hindsight, you have to remember, a lot of the homes in the Palisades were old.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So a lot of them did have lead.
Asbestos.
Yeah. And I mean, some of the older mobile homes still had, what was it? There was not chloride or chloroform, but another chemical built into the insulation that was super bad. And it was like, that you have to clean that up properly.
True.
And while I'm not 100% in agreement that they had to pull permits, but I could see that at some point there needs to be a specialist out there saying, okay, we've tested the dirt, you've removed enough, we can start backfilling with fresh soil.
Right.
Because if we don't, while the licensed contractor might be doing it the right way and making, $60,000 on this job, there's 5 other unlicensed handyman over there that are making $5,000 just to make it go away, and they're not telling you where they're dumping it.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Yeah.
Or they're not telling you that, we're just gonna pack everything down and just throw fresh dirt on top.
Cause problems later on down the line.
So that's really why, when people get mad about permits, the permit, we're not charging you just to charge you.
Uh-huh.
That permit pays for the time, the labor for someone with more knowledge than you to come out and make sure that your contractor did it the right way.
Right.
Because the last thing you want is you have a contractor come out, do all this work, no one inspects it, and 6 months later, you're having problems.
True. Health problems.
Problems.
Structural problems.
Problems with the house.
Yeah. And it's brand new.
And where's the contractor?
On to the next LLC.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And the guys and the unlicensed contractors, they just changed their phone number because the one they gave you was a burner.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
I'm gonna take your money and I'm gonna go dump this up the street on your neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of it. Is we are only out there to protect you.
Right.
And if you want to go about it your own way without us, fine. But when you have a problem, do not call us with the expectation that we're going to fix it.
Right.
No. I'm going to show up. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to say, "Oh, this is what you did? Yeah, that's a violation. Here's your violation notice. Double fees. Go pay it. Get a permit and rebuild it all."
Yeah. Oof. That'd be a hassle, and just in general, just do things right. There's a reason why there's rules and regulations. There's a reason why you need a permit.
There's a reason why you cannot drive 120 miles an hour on the freeway.
Exactly. There's rules. There's rules and regulations.
Rules and regulations.
Okay, so one of the things that I've noticed that you are just like, this is why we could go an hour and 20, almost an hour and 30 minutes in.
Oh, wow.
And have just conversations about a little bit of everything. Yeah. And I want to stem this to property management.
Okay.
Because that's where we originally first met.
Yes, we did.
And it's kind of funny, I'm like starting this part a little bit later.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the conversations we've had. But I met you through property management.
Yep.
And early on, from what I saw, you influenced me a lot back then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's why I was saying, like, even with the bookshelves, it's funny to say this, but I knew that any room that Courtney was in, he was the smartest guy there. And I always heard the old saying, like, if you're the smartest guy in the room, get out of that room, go to a different room. So I was like, if Courtney's in that room, I know he's the smartest one there. I need to be in that room. And you had like this sense of knowledge that I think put you at a tier that influenced me because of the fact that there's a story that I want to say in property management where I think I mentioned it to you not so long ago too, the whole like, here's the keys. Oh. And that's my favorite story about you because of the fact that a lot of people don't know this, but this man right here, not only did he show confidence, but he showed that you don't always have to take it.
Right.
And you can make your decisions.
Right.
So I'll explain what's going on a little bit, unless you want to tell the story.
Well, how about this? How about we tell it together? You start, and then I'll just interject what was going on with me at the time.
Okay, perfect. So when I met Courtney, he was doing property management as the same as me. I was one of the porters, and he was already a rehab technician there. And he was in charge of just pretty much doing remodels. Yeah. And we had a company meeting with the staff there and the property manager. And everybody goes into the clubhouse. We're having a meeting. And I remember the property manager looked at you and they're like, hey, so we have a lot of extra work over here that we need to do that's separate than the rehabs, the remodels. We're going to pull you from what you're supposed to do to help out on this side.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to interject.
Okay.
Actually, what happened was, so the park manager at the time felt that it was unfair that the rehab technician for the property, and remind you, I was the only rehab technician.
Yeah.
I handled all my own ordering, all my own scheduling, putting, the way a rehab works is apartment comes vacant, usually maintenance will turn it and get it ready for the next tenant.
Right.
No, it goes off your books and becomes my property now. It's totally my responsibility. I'll do the complete remodel. Once it's done, then I turn it back over to leasing and they can move someone in.
Right.
Well, she felt that while my job allowed me certain benefits, Monday through Friday, didn't work weekends.
No on call.
No on call. The other maintenance guys felt that was unfair. So she took it upon herself to say that we're going to be adding Courtney to the on-call rotation.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's not in my contract.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I said, if you're going to push this, here are my keys. And she did. But what she didn't understand was I was there before her.
Mm-hmm.
That agreement was made with the regional manager, her boss.
Mm-hmm.
Not her. It was made with her boss. And it was signed by her boss's boss. So if you want to change that, it's got to come on high.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, because you aren't involved in that contract.
Exactly.
Okay? I don't work for you. While I do work on this property and my payroll comes out of this property, it comes out of a different budget.
Right.
Not your budget.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have control over me like you think. And if you think you do, you will learn that you don't.
Yeah.
And how did that play out?
Oh, it played out beautifully because I remember there was just everyone was just quiet and there was just a back and forth between you and the manager.
Yeah.
And I was just like, the moment you stood up and you're like, no, we're not doing that. I'm not having a conversation after this. Like, this is what's going down. If you don't like it, check the contract. And meanwhile, here's my keys.
Right.
I'll have my paycheck at the end of the day.
Right.
So you kind of like threw your weight around, but also showed, look, this is not part of my parameter of responsibilities. Right. Just because you want to change things up doesn't mean that I have to, okay, she's the boss, and go ahead and do it. And then I think that influenced me a lot because later on, I ended up doing the same thing. And it was remembering like, oh, Courtney was right. Like,
stand up for yourself.
Stand up for yourself. Like, you don't like it here? Hey, I have the option to leave at any minute. You guys don't have me here asking for this job. I can easily put myself in a different position whenever I want to if the conditions here aren't up to my standards.
Right.
But one of the reasons that you influenced me even more on that end was not anybody could have done that. And the only person that could have done that was you. And there was a reason for it because I felt you worked more on yourself with knowledge, with skills, with experience than any other technician.
Well, yes, there was that. But at the same time, I was in a particular, a special position to have that power over the manager. Is you didn't hire me. You know, that was really where it was is, you know, when you're hired for a job, when you go to do a job, when you write your contract, you put in what you want. That's why they're giving you that option.
Right.
And when they want to change that, well, that's a new contract.
Yeah.
Well, if she wasn't involved in that contract, she can't change it. Now, I remembered that I had that power in that contract.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, that was giving her the keys that way was not the best part of that whole story.
What was the best part?
The best part was when she had to inform the regional manager that I quit.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember
what
that.
the reason was, and what did Yamil do?
I think she pretty much put her back in her place. Like, you have no right to.
She told.
I don't know exactly what happened between it.
So what happened was, she said, you didn't have the power to make that change, and you don't have the power now to correct it. But what I have the power to do is tell you to call Courtney and tell him I need to see him for lunch.
This is her boss's boss.
This is her boss's boss telling the park manager, you need to call him and you need to tell him we need to have lunch, which means you need to grovel to get him to meet.
Yeah, because you guys hashed it out for even after the meeting.
Right. Oh, we were in there. We were in her office for a good 45 minutes and I was like, this is not happening.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand why I'm here, to understand what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I when I came back to do that job was during the time I was doing the off-road show.
That's true. Yeah.
So I was actually running a property in Newbury Park at the time when I had started the off-road show. Realized that I can't run a property and build a trade show. So I told my boss, I'd like to step down from the supervisor's position, but I understand we don't have any maintenance guys, so how about we do this? You're going to promote Kevin, you'll hire a guy, I'm going to quit and go somewhere else where I can find a weekends off.
Mm-hmm.
So that I could go out and promote this trade show I was building.
Right.
And that's why I had weekends off, no on call, because I was doing something other than rehabbing apartments.
Right.
And her boss knew that, and her boss's boss knew that. Katie didn't need to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't report to her.
Right.
You know, so she overstepped. So when her boss told her, you need to call Courtney and apologize and tell him I need to see him for lunch. You basically you're basically my assistant today, making me a lunch appointment.
Yeah.
You know, and I met with the regional, explained my side of it, and she was like, oh, you don't need to explain. She overstepped. She goes, all I need to know is, would you be willing to come back? I said, sure, but she needs to understand that she can't overstep again. And I believe it was a couple of weeks after that, she ended up leaving and going to work at another community.
Yeah. And it's crazy because slowly afterwards, everyone started leaving.
Right.
And
well, and I think that was at the time when, because we were preparing that property for a sale.
Oh yeah, we were preparing it for a sale.
Yeah.
That's what the whole rehabs were in the first place.
It was to build up the property to get it,
give it enough value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean it's a good job. You know, apartment maintenance is a great job.
Yeah.
You know, I would say it was more so years ago where the benefits of the job kind of played in.
Right.
You know, especially if you were in a management position, you usually either got a free apartment,
right,
or at least 50% rent. You got a decent salary,
right.
You know, usually 5 figures by the end of 10 years. And when I say that, I mean like 60, 70, 80,000 a year.
Right.
And you gain knowledge, because that was one of the things I hated about the changes in property management was when I started, you didn't have to go to school outside of work. They were teaching you refrigeration.
Yeah.
They were teaching you heating. They were teaching you electrical. Maintenance almost became like almost like a journeyman's.
Yeah, it was like your apprenticeship.
Yeah, your apprenticeship. This is we're gonna teach you how to be a master of everything.
Jack of all
A
trades.
jack of all trades.
Yeah.
You know, and people, you like to say that, I'm a jack of all trades, master of
Master
anything.
of none.
Master of none. But is it better to be a master of one than a master of none? I mean, here's the thing. You're a plumber, right?
Yep.
Journeyman plumber.
Yep.
Okay.
Master of one.
Master of one.
But before,
you could do a plumbing, you could do electrical, you could do concrete, you could do framing, you could do painting, you could do, whatever.
HVAC. I mean,
HVAC,
everything. We dealt with everything.
What happened to those days of being a master of all? Being a jack of all of it.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to just do one thing.
Yeah. It's fun when you have a little bit of everything. Light switch here, compressor over there, HVAC system is malfunctioning, replacing the fuse on a microwave, like all that stuff.
Again, but that's also goes back to my life. I want to do everything. I want to try everything. I want to, even if I fail, I have this, it's a little like wood thing with a saying on it. And I look at it all the time, and it says, what would you do in life if you knew you wouldn't fail?
That's good.
What would you do in life if you knew, if there was no way you could, if the world just said you're going to be successful at it, you can't fail. What would you do? Exactly.
Everything.
So what's stopping you?
Yeah.
What's stopping you from trying it?
That's true.
Yeah. If you tell yourself you're going to fail, then yes, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
But, failure is an attempt never tried. Is an attempt never executed.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, this off-road show, this started as an idea around a campfire.
And it's crazy how let's talk about a little bit about it, because that was one of the things I want to talk to you about it, because you pretty much noticed, hey, I like off-road shows, but the nearest one is two hours away.
Right.
Down south and up north. Anybody that's up north is like 4-hour drive just to go to something like that. There's nothing local. So you decided to make your own, right?
Right.
So tell us about that.
So to start, I was sitting around a campfire in Glamis Sand Dunes with a bunch of my friends from Ventura County. So if you're not familiar with the off-road industry or the off-road places to go, Glamis Sand Dunes is probably about a 5.5-hour drive south down off of the, I want to say it's the 10 or the 78, down past Palm Springs, Salton Sea. Basically, what's funny about it, and this is a funny story I'll say real quick. My first time to Glamis, I had to call my father because I had a sense of familiarity in a town called Brawley. You pass through Westmoreland and Brawley on your way to Glamis Sand Dunes. Passing through Brawley, I called my dad. I was like, Dad, I just had this sense of familiarity. And he goes, oh, yeah, well, El Centro's only this far away. Your mom's sister lived in Brawley, so you spent a lot of time there.
Oh, okay.
I had never realized that the one place I love to go sand duning, I actually lived in for a period of time.
It's like a little bit of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And crazy as it is, it still looks the same as it did when I was.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. It's a really small, I don't want to say insignificant town, but it's a really small, just agriculture town.
Gotcha.
But so no, I was down in Glamis, and we were all talking about how much of a pain in the ass, when we want to go to a show, we got to drive 2.5 hours. We pay for parking. It's like going to Disneyland for us.
Right.
It's expensive. And I said, well, what's it take to do a show? What's it really take? I mean, you need a fairgrounds. We have that.
Yeah.
You know, you need promotion. We have radio. We have Facebook. You know. Was it harder than I thought? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, heck yeah. I mean, it was, I still have my original show binder.
No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's about this thick. It has all my original material, all my radio material, photos, advertising, everything. It was a learning experience for me.
Yeah.
And ironically, 5 years after that show, I actually ran into a friend who does that for a living, and she was like, you know, most people don't just start a show, Courtney. She goes, most people go to work for a promoter for a few years, then they'll get promoted to a position, then they'll get put in charge of one event, and then from there they may go off and start their own. What you did was absolutely crazy.
Right.
She goes, you started with nothing. You started with a concept and took it to fruition. So yeah, the Off-Road Show was a learning experience for me. I did feel that Ventura County I thought at the time Ventura County could thrive with its own show.
Because you did it for a couple of years, right?
Did it for 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
5 years. You know, the last few years got a little bit harder, but and honestly, I'm happy I did it, and I'm happy it ended, because I think if it had survived, COVID would have killed it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because I want to say that at a certain point, you had like 70 vendors and over like 3,000 people showing up to the show.
Oh, yeah. Our first year, we actually had 125 vendors.
Oh, wow. I was off.
Yeah. And we had 5,000 attendees the first year. And
which makes sense why you had to rent out the fairgrounds.
Right. And no, bro, it was a fun show to do. And the way a show works is obviously you start the first one, get your core vendors in there, and they come back every year.
Right, yeah.
And then you just fill in what they can't fill in.
Right.
And I had a good group of core businesses that loved coming to Ventura. They loved like I had guys from PRP Seats. They would come up Thursday, set their booth up Friday, go surfing Saturday morning, and come into the show late, you know, talking about, hey, Courtney, can you give me 5 minutes to get out of my wetsuit? And I'm like, hey, just put your shorts on. Everyone will understand.
Right.
Because we're a surf town.
Yeah.
You know?
They made a weekend out of it. You know, people would come to the show because it wasn't like the Off-Road Expo in Pomona. Right.
Where...
Is that's indoors, isn't it?
Well, my show was indoors.
Oh, that's what you. Yeah.
We had both Kwanzaa huts.
But you guys also had those. Was it the RTI ramps?
Yeah, no? we had an articulation ramp.
Yeah.
We also had I had the only teeter-totter in Southern California.
Yeah.
Which most people may not understand what a teeter-totter is, but if you're from elementary school, you know, one kid on one side, one kid on the other, well, let's take off the handles and drive your Jeep up on those two.
And it's like...
And try and balance it.
Yeah.
You know? And we were the only show that brought in a live dyno.
Oh, yeah. Remember. Yeah. Can you explain for people that don't know what a dyno is?
Okay, so... if you own a performance vehicle, you know, a Mustang, hot rod, whatever it may, and you put a bitchin' motor in it, you know, a nice, healthy Demon Cat or Hellcat motor.
Or even the, what is it,
you know,
like the Vortex engines on the Chevys.
Exactly. You know, you put a nice motor in it. You want to see what your horsepower is. And the only way you can find out is to put it on a dyno.
Right.
Well, I brought in a dyno that was specific for diesel motors because that is what most people are towing with. And it was a kick. I mean, it was, I think after the first year, people were coming for the dyno more than the show.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Because it became a grudge match thing. You know,
who's got the more horsepower? Who's got the more?
Oh yeah, I mean, like
perfectly.
What was it? I think it was third year. We had a guy get on the dyno that actually broke the dyno.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a lot of incidents with dynos and like.
Oh no. Yeah, he broke it, and then they had to take it to his shop to fix it that night because that was Saturday.
No way. Oh man. Like, yeah, we got to fix this thing ASAP. We got to go back.
we got people coming back tomorrow. You know, we would book it out.
Broke it how?
Horsepower.
What was it?
Broke the drum.
But what was it?
I think he was pushing about 750.
On a truck?
On a truck, diesel truck.
Cummins engine or what?
I think it was a Ford. I think it was a Ford.
Oh, okay.
I think it was a Ford.
Okay.
I think it was a Ford 6.0.
Oh, okay.
But
because those Cummins engines, those things are masterpieces.
You know, one of the joys of doing an event like that, and at the time, that was at the beginning of this drone craze. DJI had just come out with a personal retail owner's drone with a camera.
You used it.
And I used it to film the show. And I did that every year going on. So it's nice to be able to go back and look at the YouTube videos of the event and be like, and especially go back and look at the dynos. Because it was like, man, that was fun. And then to realize that every year that we did our show was Earth Day.
No way.
And one year,
that's perfect.
One year, they were having an Earth Day celebration on the Ventura Promenade.
You're over here rolling coals?
As we're over here rolling coal smoke into the air.
You're over here doing smoke signals.
Exactly, smoke signals from all the trucks. And,
whoa, that's crazy.
And these people are over here celebrating Earth Day. But, you know, it was all in fun. But, yeah, it was something that people look forward to.
Yeah, of course.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the vendors. I learned to understand how businesses think, how like there was a guy I wanted to really get in, you know, had a great stereo shop, did a lot of custom work, and he was busy that weekend with a personal matter, but he said, you know what I'm gonna do, Courtney? I'm gonna book your show, but I'm gonna send my guys up there, okay? All right. He goes, but I need you to do me a favor. Keep an eye on them. If they step out of line, call me.
Okay.
So I didn't really think much of it. I figured as guys have the responsibility of taking care of themselves, they should be fine.
Right.
He showed up Sunday with his wife, walked over to the booth he had paid for, found his guys drinking beer, shut the booth down, told them to pack it up and go home, came over and apologized to me.
Oh.
And I was like, why are you apologizing? He goes, well, my guys were drinking. And that's not us.
Yeah.
He goes, that's not what I want. I paid $1,000 for this booth. That's not what I want to portray.
Right.
You know, and the integrity. And that's something you find out about businesses is the integrity, you know, they have and how much they care for your event.
Yeah.
Because they know it's a family event and those guys should not be doing what they're doing.
Right. Especially when they're trying to promote pretty much some type of vehicle parts or material or just
so the off-road show was it was a gamble, but it was a gamble that paid off.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's you know, I ended it after 5 years.
What was the reason for just ending it?
Honestly, it was health.
Okay.
Okay. You look at, I'm trying to think of a good event. Well, you look at the SEMA show.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen what the SEMA show is, right?
Yeah.
Imagine how many people it takes to put that together.
Big team.
Yeah.
Big team.
I did all of it myself.
That's the wild part. I mean, like down to like this is one of the things I didn't know until you told me back in the day that you had a promotion